So my friends started to become pretty successful and buy houses. I was living in an apartment in Hollywood and had the free time to look after their pets and look after their houses. They would much rather have their pets looked after by a friend for $50 a day. And I also get to eat all your food and drink all your booze, if that's cool with you. I'll write a house sitting report. I'll bring my typewriter and I'll write a report. It was really, those house sitting reports are just for like an audience of one. I fancied myself the Ernest Hemingway of house sitting reports. So I studied abroad in Ireland. I was in this play and it was so much fun. It was like, oh, okay, this is what I want to do. That's when I moved to Los Angeles and I got a commercial agent and started, booking a couple commercials here and there. And my goal was to get on Saturday Night Live. And I didn't. And so a New York Times reporter called me and was like, hey, what do you do? And I told him some stories about my house sitting adventures. And he was like, I got to take you out to lunch. So he takes me out to lunch. And the next thing I know, I'm like the front page of the style section in the Sunday New York Times. Hollywood house sitter makes his own rules. So I was like, this is amazing. I think that article is really funny. It kind of makes me out to be a character, which I guess I was a character at the time. The way it's written, it's like, oh, he has a beer belly and he's slathering Tabasco sauce all over his tuna melt here with me. And I was like, this is funny. So we took that article, my friend and I, and we took it to Fox and we sold it as a sitcom in 2015 called HouseSitter. And that's how far it got. It didn't get made, but we got the script deal, which was really cool. I considered myself a comedian and an actor, and that's it. And but then I got this job as a canvas director, where I was training fundraisers to raise money for nonprofit organizations. That really gave me the confidence to try to become a director, because canvas directing is very similar to directing a movie. So I was like, I think I can do this. I can draw performances out of the actors and I can get everybody behind a cause. So I called some friends of mine and we got together and we made this short film. The first South Pasadena was just basically like, hey, I want to make something about the pandemic. And I was just thinking, like, what would be a representation of someone, like a gesture of friendship with no angles? Not a business card, but a friendship card. And then so I wanted to make a second one. So he gets to visit and like have a dinner with his friend's family, his new friend. Typing on a typewriter is like, to me, it's like the equivalent of painting. Because when you're writing on a typewriter, there's literal ink, and so the ink is the paint, and the paper is the canvas, and you can actually see it go on the page. Everybody on laptops these days, it feels like just information's going in there, and you don't get anything back. I love that stream of consciousness style of writing, and so I never do drafts of my house sitting reports. It's whatever I can recount and try to make it entertaining and funny. Like, while all these people are working so hard to have all these things, like houses and pets and dogs, and they're working so hard, but they don't get to enjoy them. The house sitter gets to enjoy them and teaches them to enjoy life, every moment.